Yours truly, Black Lightning on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Time, y'all.
Casper, Wyoming, are you ready?
Time, y'all.
There's only one thing left to say. Let's get ready for the Ultimate Rumble! And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I need him one more minute. All right, champ, you've been doing all the talking. You've done all of your something live on television. What round will you knock him out?
You always, I'm not calling around. One thing while we live in the race deal. You always said, Muhammad, you're not the man you were 10 years ago, right?
Right.
Well, I'm asking your wife, are you the man you was last year?
You got a quick ass to the...
60 pounds. This Olympic medalist now has a perfect professional record of 37 fights, 37 victories, including 33 knockouts. His KO descended the greatest in middleweight championship history from Karaganda, Kazakhstan.
We're having a fight party tonight, y'all. Tune in. We're going to watch Mike Tyson knock out this youngin. Who was his name?
Gennadiyevich Golovkin, a.k.a.
Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Legs to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to Allah.
Play-by-play. I'm not even going to
Wrestling fans.
gotta hit the cash out. I know he slapped the shit out of Jake Paul, right?
Todd, get upstairs and take out that guy.
By Father Ernetti. He believed that everything that happens generates vibrations that never fully dissipate. The chronovisor, then, would function as an extremely sensitive antenna, capable of capturing these vibrational traces and converting them into images and sounds. But what if science alone is not enough to explain the chronovisor? Many ancient spiritual traditions speak of eternal records of the past. The Akashic records, for example, are described as a cosmic library where every human thought,
first time ever in Rome's exhibition Lux and Arcana, the Vatican's secret archives revealed.
They said it was a myth, a rumor whispered by monks and buried by the Vatican. But findings have suggested that this secret time device may have been more than just a rumor after all. They say it could see the past, but what's even more disturbing is the claim that it could also peek into the future. What exactly did it capture? And why did the Vatican reportedly issue a warning decades later, threatening excommunication for anyone who touched it? This device just might hold the keys to one of mankind's greatest mysteries, a machine that photographs the past. In 1972, An Italian magazine published a headline that sounded
The
impossible.
devil's
It
time
read,
machine.
"A machine that photographs the past has finally been invented." Let's get this straight. This wasn't fiction or some made-up story. In fact, the man behind the claim, a Benedictine monk named Father Pellegrino Ernetti,
We're gonna call him
told the press
Priest
that he had personally helped build
Pellegrino.
a machine that could
Don't
see
call him
into
no
the past.
father. Nobody
According
daddy
to
up in
him,
here.
this device could tune into historical events as if they were radio signals, capturing both sound and images from centuries ago. He called it the CHRONOVISOR. Ernetti didn't speak in vague terms.
He called it
described
CHRONOVISOR.
in
It's
detail
CHRONOVISOR.
specific scenes he claimed to have
Damn it.
witnessed with his
At least
own
I got
very
it
eyes.
right.
One of them was the ancient Roman senator Cicero, delivering a fiery speech to the
Unless they
Senate.
show Jesus
Another
is
was
black,
the
they're a
destruction of
damn
Sodom
lie.
and Gomorrah, the biblical cities wiped out in fire and chaos. He even said he watched the gory crucifixion of Jesus Christ, but he didn't stop there. Ernetti also claimed that a photograph of that very moment was taken through the chronovisor, and that he
Keyword
had
is
seen the
claimed.
image. His revelations felt like conspiracy theories until the photo he claimed the machine produced eventually surfaced. It showed a man on a cross, head tilted, eyes closed, with clear signs of suffering. To some, it looked like a typical religious icon. But Ernetti insisted it was not a painting or an artwork. It was an image captured directly from the past with no editing or illusion. That photograph alone was enough to stir controversy, but there was more.
Controversy,
Ernetti said
damn
the
it.
chronovisor wasn't just used to watch isolated
This
moments.
guy can't speak
According
worth
to
a shit.
him, the
I need to
machine
be
helped
take his
recover a
job.
lost play from ancient Rome named Thyestes by Quintus Ennius, a work that had been considered lost for over 2,000 years. He claimed to have transcribed it directly after watching a full performance via the device, and eventually that transcription was published. The world was shocked. Scientists began to ask questions, and historians were deeply puzzled.
And they trying
But
to figure
scholars
out
were
how in
skeptical
the
about
hell
the
did
validity
he do
of his
that?
claims. They argued that the Latin
Man, he
seemed
looked into the future
inconsistent
and figured
with
it
the
out.
playwright
Said,
Ennius's
now
known
what I need
style, and so they dismissed the text as a modern forgery.
is a
However,
make some movies up in
the
this
article in
joint.
La Domenica del Corriere turned
I'm looking
Ernetti
at like
into a strange
$10,000,
figure,
so I need y'all
half
to hit that
scientist,
cash
half
app.
priest, wrapped in the mystery of a machine no one else had ever seen. He never revealed exactly how it worked, only that it was built with the help of a secret team of
And
scientists.
I'm just figuring it out. I know
Among
y'all
them,
can see
he
that.
claimed were major names,
Say what?
including Nobel Prize-winning physicist Enrico Fermi. That name immediately raised eyebrows. Why would a world-renowned physicist and a monk be working together on a device that could view history?
While a lot of
And
people
although
are worried
Enrico's
about
involvement
who's going to
created
get
a
the
buzz,
next phase,
Ernetti never clarified
I'm
why.
going in the coronavirus.
In fact, after
come
the
back
article
and make
came
some
out,
bets.
he stopped talking about the chronovisor in public altogether. But just before
Damn,
he
he
stopped
won all
talking
the
about
bets.
this strange device, some strange details leaked out to the public, and these details completely changed what scholars and scientists thought they knew about time travel.
They knew.
You see, Ernetti said the machine was based on the idea that all sound and light waves from the past still exist. He said there were echoes from every moment in time, bouncing endlessly through the universe. He claimed the chronovisor could detect and reconstruct them, like a cosmic antenna locking onto the frequency of a moment long gone. The idea behind the device made things even more complex. Was this real, or was it all just a hoax? Even after Ernetti's death in 1994, his story refused to fade. The chronovisor became a disturbing and controversial part of Vatican legend. Some whispered that the device had been dismantled and hidden away. Others believed it had been destroyed after church leaders realized what it could do, because if the past could be observed, it could also be questioned. So what do we actually know for sure? Could Ernetti have made it all up? Could he have been tricked or even pressured into silence? Once you understand how Father Ernetti truly is, you'd understand why his claims should never be taken lightly in the first place. The man behind the machine. To some, Father Pellegrino Ernetti, the man at the center of one of the strangest technological mysteries tied to the Vatican, lived a life that seemed rooted in discipline, study, and faith. He was a Benedictine monk, a man of quiet devotion who spent most of his life at the San Giorgio Maggiore monastery in Venice. But unlike most monks, Ernetti was also a scientist, a musicologist, and a trained exorcist. These were roles that required a unique combination of intellectual rigor and spiritual resilience. He was well versed in ancient music theory and played a key role in helping preserve Gregorian chant. He held teaching positions in physics and music across respected Italian institutions and worked directly with the Vatican on matters of spiritual and scientific importance. This wasn't a man operating on the fringes of reason. He belonged to both the world of science and the world of faith, walking a line that few ever dared to explore as publicly as he would later be forced to. But in the early 1960s, Ernetti crossed a line that even his closest colleagues would struggle to understand when he claimed that he became part of a highly secretive team that brought together scientists, engineers, and Vatican insiders who were tasked with building a device unlike anything the world had ever
Secret
seen.
societies.
The goal wasn't to alter time or move through it. It was just to see it.
The
what they do.
HP 5598 is Boss Lady.
They out for information. It's definitely the information age, and they out for it. You big for sure. So I'm just figuring it out the system, y'all. So let's get black to it.
Watching live footage from centuries ago, Ernetti described it not as science fiction, but as advanced physics and a natural evolution of wave theory and quantum mechanics applied in a way that allowed past sound and light frequencies to be captured, reconstructed, and displayed. Unlike Hollywood's time machines, the chronovisor wasn't designed to transport someone physically. By his own account, it looked like a large television or viewing screen, surrounded by antennas, cables, and an array of technical components that worked through the manipulation of electromagnetic radiation. Specifically,
See, he was a
light and
musician.
sound
He know
waves
about that
Ernetti
sound
believed
and
were
light.
never truly
They go
lost,
together.
but rather just scattered through space.
As far
At the
as
heart of the device,
sound,
he claimed,
light,
were cathode ray
frequencies.
tubes, similar to what old televisions
That's
used.
what he was working
These
with.
tubes received the reconstructed waves from the environment and converted them into visible images and audible sound. The frame of the machine, he said, was built using mysterious alloys, which he later described as unknown metals. He alleged that these metals helped stabilize the signals and limit distortion. In short, the chronovisor operated more like a time viewing console than a time machine. And the team behind it, if Ernetti is to be believed, was just as remarkable as the machine itself. According to his claims, two of the most significant minds of the 20th century were Enrico Fermi, the Italian physicist who helped build the first nuclear reactor and won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1938, and Werner von Braun, the German rocket scientist who helped develop the V-2 missile during World War II and later became the lead architect of NASA's Saturn V rocket that put humans on the moon. But to some, these claims felt a bit shady because Fermi died in 1954, well before Ernetti ever went public with the chronovisor story, and von Braun, despite his controversial Nazi background, had become a prominent figure in American aerospace science by the 60s. And so the question was, why would such individuals from such different backgrounds participate in a secret Vatican project? Ernetti never offered clear answers. He refused to give technical details or proof of their involvement, citing secrecy, risk, and the Church's decision to keep the project classified. But even more intriguing was Ernetti's explanation for why the chronovisor was never shared with the public. He said the Vatican itself became concerned not about the technology's limits, but about its power. The ability to observe past events, especially religious ones, posed a threat to doctrine, tradition, and possibly even geopolitical stability. If someone could watch the crucifixion of Jesus or verify the events of the Old Testament, what would happen to faith if the versions seen didn't match the scriptures? What would happen to governments if historical lies or hidden crimes could be exposed beyond debate? According to Ernetti, those fears weren't theoretical. They could change the very foundation of history. He claimed that after the chronovisor proved it could work, the device was quietly dismantled, and the plans were locked away in a secure Vatican archive, effectively shutting the works out of what could have been mankind's greatest invention. To make matters worse, Ernetti, perhaps under pressure or perhaps out of loyalty, stopped speaking about it publicly after a certain point. What made his story so difficult to dismiss entirely was how little he had to gain from it. He wasn't selling anything. He didn't publish a book, and in interviews, he always maintained a kind of guarded restraint. He said what he said and refused to say more. The few details that did slip out about its components, its signals, and its screens were more than enough to keep researchers, skeptics, and true believers intrigued for decades. And just as curious as what the machine could do is the question of why it was built in the first place. Was it just a theological tool meant to clarify church history? Was it a scientific experiment that went too far? Or was it created because someone in power feared something they wanted to prepare for or possibly prevent might be coming? It's possible that the Vatican didn't just want to look into the past. They hoped to see what was coming next. Did the Vatican see what was coming? The claim that the chronovisor could view the past was already extraordinary. But according to Father Ernetti, that wasn't the full story. Hidden between his carefully worded interviews and cryptic statements was a suggestion that pushed the limits even further. Ernetti claimed that the machine could do more than just replay history. It could, in some way, reveal events that had not yet happened.
I have no idea who came up with the idea to get me.
I'm just figuring this stuff out. We're having a watch party.
In the hushed corridors of the
and
Vatican,
it's for the
where secrets linger like echoes
of
of forgotten prayers, there exists a chamber veiled in mystery. Within one of these secret chambers, allegedly lies the chronovisor, a device rumored to possess the power to peer through the veils of time itself. It is here that our story begins, with a Vatican insider who, in their final moments, shares a tale of wonder and revelation. The insider, whose identity remains shrouded in secrecy, was a trusted custodian of the chronovisor, entrusted with its care and protection. The user who posted the story stated that they were a family member, and that during their last moments, they revealed a fascinating story about the device. The individual who shared the narrative mentioned that it appeared unexpectedly, noting that her grandfather had never previously discussed such matters. This
like one of them things
the
witch
without prior
and the Wizard of Oz
catching the
had.
narrator off guard.
That
She mentioned that he
had
held
in the
the
Wizard of
esteemed
Oz.
position of a cardinal within the
They're
hierarchy
like, man,
of the
step
church,
on through.
and emphasized
You
his
know it's a
unwavering
portal.
dedication and allegiance to the
On through and
institution.
take the pictures.
In her later years,
Come on back.
she reflected on how his demeanor had evolved, particularly noting a significant shift in his behavior.
It's all one
As
big
she recollected
lie.
the final moments they shared, she pondered the
A
catalyst
time
behind
portal.
his transformation,
He stepped through
speculating
with
that
an
it could have been a
old ass
profound encounter
black and
within
white
the
camera,
confines of
took
the
the
Vatican.
pictures and came back.
She vividly recounts her grandfather narrating a captivating tale
They
that
tear
revolved around a
nothing
mysterious
down.
contraption.
Why would
The
they?
individual characterized the gadget as having the capability
It
to
because
fixate on a
sold
specific
to
moment in
Vince
time
McMahon
and display it on the screen of the
or
device.
Donald Trump.
This functionality enables users to capture and observe a particular instance with precision, providing a detailed
Epstein
and
probably
focused
used
view.
that joint to get up
As
out of
time
here.
coalesced into images upon the chronovisor's viewing screen, the insider beheld a sight that would forever alter their perception of reality.
Uh-oh.
Before them stood the towering form of an ancient vessel, its timbers weathered by centuries of wind and wave. It was
Shiver
Noah's
my
Ark,
mother
as
jumping
it appeared
timbers.
in the distant past, a beacon of hope amidst a world consumed by flood. In awe and disbelief, the insider watched as Noah and his family toiled upon the ark, guided by divine providence and unwavering faith. They witnessed the gathering of animals from every corner of the earth, drawn to the ark by an unseen hand and a whispered promise of salvation. But as the floodwaters rose and the storm clouds gathered on the horizon, the insider saw something that sent a chill down their spine. Amidst the chaos and devastation, a figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes burning with a malevolent light. It was a fallen angel,
Right on, right
cast out from
on.
heaven for its defiance, now seeking to thwart the plans of the Almighty
Shoot
and
me
claim
an
dominion
email.
over the earth. With a sense of urgency born of desperation, Noah and his family worked tirelessly to complete the ark before the floodwaters engulfed the land. And as the rain began to fall and the earth trembled beneath their feet, they sealed themselves within the ark, placing their trust in the hands of a higher power. As the floodwaters rose and the storm raged on, the insider watched as the ark became a sanctuary amidst the chaos, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. And though the journey ahead would be fraught with peril and uncertainty, they knew that as long as they remained faithful, they would emerge on the other side, reborn and renewed. The woman was perplexed by the assertions and insisted that he was not known for joking or making up stories. She recounted that shortly after, he breathed his last breath, suggesting that it seemed like he had been carrying a heavy burden for a long time, and upon his demise, it felt like a weight had been lifted off him, granting him peace in his final rest. The woman's uncertainty regarding the claims was evident, emphasizing that humor was not characteristic of his behavior. As she reflected on his passing a few days later, she perceived it as a release of pent-up tension that had accumulated over years, culminating in a sense of liberation in his peaceful departure. Many people commented that this story sounds like he witnessed a mysterious device known as the CHRONOVISOR. The Catholic Church, particularly the Vatican, has a long-standing history filled with controversies. However, certain narratives delve deep into the harsh reality of ties to organized crime, connections with intelligence agencies, and individuals of significant global influence. What adds an intriguing allure to the claims surrounding the CHRONOVISOR is the substantial presence of these incendiary elements. Just like numerous facets intertwined with the secretive operations within Vatican City, the CHRONOVISOR remains shrouded in enigmatic obscurity, casting a cloak of mystery over its existence. This device is believed to possess the power to view past and future events, sparking debates and speculations about its potential capabilities and implications within the Church's historical context. The intricate web of mysteries surrounding the CHRONOVISOR intertwines with the Vatican's complex narrative, inviting further exploration into the depths of its enigmatic history and the intricate interplay between faith, power, and secrecy. The concept of the CHRONOVISOR gained prominence when it was introduced in the book The Vatican's New Mystery by Father Francois Brune in 2002. This book, penned by an individual well-versed in exploring the intersections between paranormal phenomena and religious beliefs, brought the CHRONOVISOR into the limelight. Interestingly, even before the release of this book, traces of public awareness regarding the alleged time-viewing machine surfaced as early as 1972, as evidenced by an Italian newspaper article proclaiming the existence of a machine that photographs the past. This intriguing revelation hints at a long-standing interest in the possibility of viewing historical events through a device. The CHRONOVISOR's mystical aura continues to captivate minds, blurring the lines between science, religion, and the unexplained. In delving into the origins of the CHRONOVISOR, one finds intriguing hints that trace back to the 1950s, a relatively recent era in the extensive history of the Vatican. The revelation that this device emerged in the modern age, as opposed to being an enigmatic artifact preserved since ancient times, adds a layer of credibility to the claims surrounding its capabilities. It raises the question of whether the narrative of its contemporary creation serves as a shield to obscure any potential divulgence of its truly ancient roots. The juxtaposition of its emergence in a time period close to our own, with the possibility of concealing a far more ancient lineage, sparks curiosity and prompts a deeper exploration into the mysteries surrounding this enigmatic device. In reference to the earlier mentioned article, it is highlighted that Father Ernetti, initially an Italian physicist who transitioned into priesthood later in his life, took charge of the project aimed at developing a peculiar device. This device, described as relatively small and crafted entirely from valuable alloys, featured a screen linked to tubes and tuning dials. To enhance the project's technical aspects, Ernetti sought guidance from the eminent Nobel laureate and physicist Enrico Fermi, who provided him with invaluable insights and technical counsel. Notably, the project also involved the collaboration of another figure stirring controversy, Werner von Braun, who later emerged as a key rocket scientist at NASA. Von Braun closely collaborated with Ernetti, playing a significant advisory role in the project's advancement. This fusion of scientific minds with diverse backgrounds added an intriguing layer to the project, raising curiosity and interest among those following the developments. The CHRONOVISOR, although not a typical time machine capable of physically transporting individuals to different time periods, purportedly enables users to observe specific moments in time, primarily focusing on historical events, but also offering glimpses into the near future. The device does not facilitate actual time travel, but rather provides a visual insight into past occurrences and potential upcoming events.
What if your eyes could regenerate themselves?
Well, well, well. What do y'all think about looking into the future? Or I like you just look behind me and see what's behind me. I'll just keep my eye on my back. I'm good. Other than that, what's up with you? Let's get black.
And potentially gain insights into future occurrences. The mechanism operates by harnessing the residual electromagnetic waves lingering from various activities. Moreover, the energy liberated enables the device to perceive the frequencies and energies existing in the fabric of space-time from historical moments and then project unfolding scenes akin to a motion picture of those occurrences. The intricate workings of these processes were not divulged by him. While he would touch upon certain locations he had observed, he refrained from disclosing many details regarding the functionality of the device or its specific whereabouts. Ernetti held a genuine apprehension that if the device fell into the hands of individuals with malevolent intentions, it could potentially lead to the establishment of the most fearsome dictatorship that humanity has ever witnessed. Ernesto claimed to have been a witness to numerous pivotal historical occurrences, spanning from the establishment of Rome in 753 BC to the obliteration of Sodom and Gomorrah, and even the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. He purported to possess evidence in the form of a photograph depicting the face of Jesus, although this image has widely been acknowledged as a fabrication. As of right now, many questions still remain, and the object's origins and whereabouts remain a mystery. The concept of time travel has captivated the human imagination for centuries, fueling countless works of literature, film, and speculative thought.
How y'all doing out
While
there
the idea
tonight?
of traversing the past or the future remains
Make sure
firmly
you
in the
follow,
realm
like,
of
and
science fiction,
subscribe.
the notion of time travelers has captured our collective fascination.
Sharing is definitely caring.
Stories of time travelers have permeated human culture throughout history. Ancient
Hit the
texts,
Cash App
such
so I
as
can
the
give a
Mahabharata
cup of coffee.
in Hindu
That's even
mythology,
better.
or the tales of the Chinese time-traveling
Actually,
immortals, hint at the
we got
existence
so
of
much
beings
equipment
capable
to
of
get
transcending the constraints of time.
so much
Some
equipment
theories propose
already
that time travel may
gotten.
not be limited to human
All we trying to
capabilities
do is
alone.
catch up, but
The
we can't
existence of
catch up
advanced
until we get
civilizations or
behind a
beings
little
from
bit
parallel
further.
dimensions
That's why
has
we
been
need your
posited as
help.
potential time travelers.
Otherwise, no coffee.
These beings, with their advanced technology or inherent abilities, may have unlocked the secrets of manipulating time and traversing different temporal planes. This time traveler recently took to social media, saying that they are burdened with a haunting message from the future. The man stated that a devastating tsunami is going to hit within the next few months, causing fear and unease. The time traveler recounted his journey through time, propelled to this moment to prevent a disaster of unparalleled magnitude. He spoke of the tsunami, its monstrous waves poised to swallow towns and the people that live in them, leaving devastation in its wake. The urgency of his message has compelled people to take his warning seriously. Skeptics raised their doubts, questioning the credibility of a man claiming to be a time traveler. Yet, the weight of his words and the sincerity etched in his message has led some to believe that this may be the real deal. The man shared some more details of the event, saying that he was sent back from a future where California had been ravaged by a catastrophic tsunami. Driven by a desire to alter the course of events, he embarked on a daring mission to warn the unsuspecting residents of the impending disaster. As of right now, news of the anonymous time traveler has spread like wildfire, with media outlets picking up the story, further capturing the public's attention and stirring a mixture of fascination, skepticism, and fear. As the news spread, people in California have started to question whether something like this could happen. Although many didn't believe these claims, California is nestled along the volatile Pacific Ring of Fire. Among the many concerns is the potential for a devastating tsunami, a natural disaster that has wreaked havoc on coastal regions throughout history. California's proximity to the Pacific Ocean and its position along active tectonic plate boundaries makes it susceptible to seismic activity, including earthquakes, which can trigger tsunamis. The San Andreas Fault, one of the most well-known fault lines in the world, runs through the state, amplifying concerns about potential tsunami events. Additionally, the presence of submarine faults and underwater landslides further contributes to the potential for tsunami generation. While California has experienced earthquakes, including major ones like the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, which caused significant damage, the state has not witnessed a major tsunami in recent history. However, historical records show that tsunamis have struck the region in the past. The 1964 Alaska earthquake generated a tsunami that affected parts of California's coastline, emphasizing the interconnectedness of seismic events across vast distances. Recognizing the potential threat, authorities in California have implemented robust monitoring systems, early warning mechanisms, and emergency response protocols to mitigate the impact of a potential tsunami.
The gray area between hacker-hunter is not as gray as it used to be.
There are hackers out there that want nothing more than to cause damage and wreak havoc. There are hackers out there that are protecting your infrastructure.
Well, there they go again, trying to hack into my damn show. Ain't that a blip? You can't do that. We not gonna allow it now, are we? But I'll tell you what we will do. Put it black
Providing
on.
critical information to coastal communities.
Yeah.
Evacuation routes,
Getting it on to the
designated
break
safe
of
zones,
dawn.
and public awareness campaigns aim to educate residents
Pause that,
and
John.
ensure preparedness in the event
Can I
of a
pause?
tsunami.
I can't pause.
The state has also taken measures to bolster coastal resilience through land use planning, infrastructure improvements, and building codes. Strategies such as setback requirements.
Gotta have a plan, man. And mine is generational wealth and giving back to the people, back to the tribe, you know, and look out for the tribe by all means necessary. Got to look out for the tribe. All right, now, where we at? Let me see. Am I on? Hold on. Let me take them off of there for a minute. Put me up on here. Yeah, I just want to make sure that the logo was showing good. So, you know, I ain't worried about too much more. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we got to do it professional by any means necessary. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have 4K. Hey, looking at 6K. But I got my eye on the 12K. It's just a little bit more than the 6K. The 6K, a little bit more than that 4K sitting over there. But that's all good. Because some move and groove, you dig? Yeah. So, but I was just thinking, this is why I came out, took that thing off from that watch video, the CHRONOVISOR, the time machine. I had to take it off for a minute because I'm like, man, I peeked into the future. I'm like, shit, you got to have 12K cinema. You got to get that red. Well, I ain't going to tell y'all the brands. Let's just say when I'm done, I'll be able to go over to Netflix and them and say, hey, look here. I got a badass hood movie for sale. So who trying to join me? Who trying to be in it? Why don't y'all go ahead and hit that Cash App and drop your phone number on the Cash App? Because right now, you can put messages on Cash App. When you drop a dime, a 10, 20, or 50 and above, a dub and above, not asking y'all to crash out. Just get the goddamn cash out. Ah, damn it. Wait a minute, hold on. For something like that, you need. Hold on, where'd it go? Oh, damn. Okay, I guess you need the whole damn 9 yards for this joint. So, anyway, let's go black. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Because sometimes you need a house full of people to prove to the world that you're not funny. But in this case, if y'all do not laugh, you know what's going to happen. I'm just testing this shit out. Know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you very much. Elvis done goddamn left the mother friggin' world, Earth to Elvis. Actually, man, them vampires and stuff, they be like, man, Pastor Grey Poupon? That's not Grey Poupon. Oh, no. That's some concoction that Diddy made, you know? Mayonnaise and I don't know, whatever else. You're not supposed to eat it. Although he did put it on your sandwich. But don't eat the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Now, just so y'all know, it's almost time for me to bounce. So, anyway, at the sound of the gong, I would like for everybody to at least cash at me $7 because that's a lucky number. Hold up. I got to take this other stuff off the screen so you can see the cat. They go on Cash App. You can't see. I'm like, man, they was going to Cash App me, but all they could saw was follow, like, share, and subscribe. So at least they did throw me a thumbs up. A thumbs up. Bro, real? A thumbs up. That's it. All right, well, I'll take the thumbs up, y'all. I figure if I get 50,000 thumbs up, they'll know what's up. And they'll be like, hey, that's what's up. So we need to make this cat, what you call, household name because they saw it in the coronavirus. I mean, the coronavirus. I mean, you know what I'm saying. They saw it in the coronavirus. They got a universe and they got a coronavirus. Now let's go back
Nettie,
to the
that
coronavirus.
wasn't the full story. Hidden between his carefully worded interviews and cryptic statements was a suggestion that pushed the limits even further. Ernetti claimed that the machine could do more than just replay history. It could, in some way, reveal events that had not yet happened. To understand how we got from viewing the crucifixion of Christ to peering into the future, we need to go back to a curious event in 1988. That year, more than a decade after Ernetti first spoke about the chronovisor, the Vatican issued an official warning, a decree that, on the surface, seemed oddly specific. The statement, issued under the authority of the Vatican, read, "Any person using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated." There was no further clarification or any mention of the chronovisor by name. However, shortly before his death, Ernetti made another shocking claim when he released an open letter saying, Pope Pius XII forbade us to disclose any details about this device because the machine was very dangerous. It can restrain the freedom of man. Why would the Vatican release such a statement about a machine it had never acknowledged existed? Why introduce a punishment for using something that, according to some records, was nothing more than a myth? To those who believed Ernetti, the message was clear. The chronovisor had been real, and the church was now drawing a line in the sand. Not only had the device been taken and hidden, but now even the idea of trying to build or operate something like it was considered a spiritual crime. And it was around this time that a lesser-known but far more chilling claim began to surface. According to some of Ernetti's confidants and researchers who spoke with him privately, the chronovisor wasn't limited to replaying history. In its most advanced form, it could also be tuned to pick up vibrations that had not yet occurred, suggesting that time, rather than being a straight line, might actually be more like a loop, where past, present, and future all exist at once. Ernetti, always careful with his words, never offered clear proof of this, but he dropped hints. In one private letter, he described the chronovisor as being able to tune into events that are not yet vibrations
and he
of
was
matter.
a musician.
This
so
wasn't a wild
we know
proclamation made
a
for
little
publicity.
something about
It was a quiet,
vibration.
cryptic remark from a man
A
who had already
vibration can
risked
move
much by
stuff.
saying anything at all.
And whatever
To
happened,
some, it was
never
nonsense.
stopped.
To others, it sounded
always
uncomfortably
exist.
close to what modern theoretical physics has been exploring for decades. Today, concepts like the block universe are no longer confined to science fiction. In physics, the block universe theory proposes that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously, and that time is not something we move through, but something we observe in slices. Just as we can walk through space and pass through different rooms, this theory suggests time is already there, laid out like a landscape, and we're simply moving through it moment by moment. Under this framework, the idea of tuning into the future isn't so far-fetched if you had the right tools.
Let's face it, our power grid is completely
like light, sound, or vibrations, and if those patterns were somehow preserved in a timeless field, then, in theory, it could be possible to access not only what had been, but also what would be. So, what might the Vatican have seen? Well, that's where the theories turn from strange to haunting. Ernetti never said what the chronovisor revealed about the future, but over the years the rumors have grown quickly. Some conspiracy theories claimed that the Church saw glimpses of global catastrophes, like wars, environmental collapse,
That's
and the
what I'm talking
breakdown
about.
of world governments. Others believed the device showed signs of institutional failure, including a weakening of the Church itself, scandals,
I mean,
and
the
a
devil
spiritual
would
vacuum
own
that would grow across the
mankind.
globe.
If
There
one
are
man
even
knew
disturbing
everything.
whispers that the chronovisor may have revealed a
I
second coming
know
and a future
everything.
return of Christ,
Only God knows
wrapped
everything.
in chaos, division, and judgment. These ideas were never
All
confirmed
trick
or
of the
recorded in
devil.
any official Vatican
They're trying to trick
publication,
you and me
but the
into thinking
theories
they
gained
know
traction
everything.
for one reason.
I
Why
know
did the Vatican
everything.
allegedly hide the machine in the first place? Because if the chronovisor could truly
Every
show the
damn
future,
thing.
and if what it
I
revealed
know
was dark,
everything.
violent, or destabilizing to church
bet.
doctrine or world order, then hiding it wasn't just about protecting the past. It was
Well,
about
I'ma tell
controlling
you
the
what.
narrative of the future. It was about preserving
If I could
faith
go
in a
into the
time when
future, I
too
come
much
back,
information could
and if I
fracture
bet
it
on Floyd
permanently.
Mayweather,
And this
y'all know
isn't
what
just
happened.
speculation confined to the past. The chronovisor continues
you
to
need the
appear
money
in
that
modern
bad. Come on,
conspiracy
man.
forums, where people
Oh,
debate
you know, I
whether
gotta
secret
get my
technology
blood.
still exists that allows powerful institutions to manipulate public understanding of history
Don't tell him I
and
said
steer
that.
future events.
Mike
It's
Tyson know me
inspired
when he
science
see me.
fiction novels, TV series, and even government disclosure
He said,
theories.
yeah, and I know your new
Some
name too.
rumors
Like,
suggest that the
I'm like,
original
oh,
machine was
damn.
never fully dismantled,
Oh,
but
it's gonna be
instead
trolling your
rebuilt
page
and
later.
hidden
You
in a
know
new
that,
form,
right?
where it's
Oh,
been
shit,
used
I got on
quietly,
Mike Tyson bad
away from the
side.
public eye. There are even online rumors
I'm
that
not
the
even gonna beat you
chronovisor has
up.
been
I'm gonna
replaced by more
embarrass
advanced
you,
versions,
Lightning.
perhaps using artificial intelligence, quantum computing, or classified surveillance satellites capable of something
Not
similar,
even
like
using
reconstructing the past and future
right.
through massive data analysis and electromagnetic
As a matter of
resonance.
fact,
Of course, no
I'm
proof
just
has
gonna
been
beat your
found,
ass when I
but the
see you.
theories persist. And
Mama
at
said,
the
knock
center of
your
it
ass
all
out. I'm not
remains
joking.
that unanswered question. What did the Vatican see? What did a team of scientists working in
Hey,
secret
that Mike
under the
Tyson
seal of
beat
the
my
church
ass.
uncover when they pointed their mysterious machine forward in time?
Hold up.
Did they see the collapse of civilizations?
You know what they
The
saw.
unraveling of truth? A prophecy unfolding too quickly? Or was it something more personal that could make even the most faithful uneasy?
Man!
But if the church truly believed the coronavirus could influence the future, then the implications go beyond doctrine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it becomes a question
are you ready?
of how much truth should be allowed to
Casper,
circulate
Wyoming,
in the public
are
domain,
you ready?
and whether society as a whole was prepared to handle the weight.
There's only one thing left to say. Let's get ready for the ultimate rumble! And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I need him one more minute. All right, champ, you've been doing all the talking. You've done all of your stuff, something live on television.
It's allowed.
What round will you knock him
You
out?
always, I'm not calling around. One thing while we live in Caney Racefield.
We turned it out.
You're not the man you were 10 years ago, right?
Right.
When I'm asking my wife, are you the man you were 10 years ago?
this Olympic medalist now has a perfect professional record of 37 fights, 37 victories, including 33 knockouts. It's Dale descended, the greatest in middleweight championship history, from Karaganda, Kazakhstan.
We're having a fight party tonight, y'all. Tune in. We're going to watch Mike Tyson knock out this youngin. Who was his name?
Gennady Golovkin, a.k.a.
Best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lance the Conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to the Lord.
Wrestling fans.
Hit the cash out.
And the millions watching around the world. Wearing black on officially weighing 150.
Yeah, yo. Ice taking this drawing out the way we brought it in, y'all. Cause I look in the coronavirus. I looked at coronavirus and it told me don't fight Mike Tyson. Whatever you do, unless you bring your dog.
How much you paid for him? Shit, about $250,000. Do he bite? Oh yeah, he a killer. What food he eat? Shit, humans. He paying with regular. He got me good.
No warning, I'm coming deep in the underground. Like TNT said, I ain't fucking around. Don't give a fuck what they say. I'm coming in politely. So don't play, tread lightly. Justice and me is both blind, see. Didn't come to run away. Stand out the back, baby.
Thank you all for coming out and hanging out while I get this thing right. Get
my observation about this situation. They got me running the circle. Can I get a sip or a light real quick? They're making shit get real big.
Reach the master.
No warning. Come me deep in the underground. Like GJ say, we ain't fucking around. I'm I'm a renegade. Never drink no haterade. It's just how I'm made. Sharp as a razor blade.
That's a razor blade.
Brown man, still a bad mother for you. Real deal, like something you can feel. And you still feeling me. Like the F to the G. If you ever with me, you ready for therapy. They never know I'm a phantom night rider. In it for the people. Project Urban Gorilla. In the trouble, yo.
Oh yeah, we come
changing up the game on these lanes. Peak game. Flunk off half crab thing. Well, fill up your cup. If that's your fact.
So now we waiting for the film.
But me, I wasn't here. This ain't no game. You never saw me, cuz. Cause I never came.
Oh yeah.
That's them little white lies that they claim. But you know what I say?
Underground. Yeah. Shout out to all the underground.
No warning. We come knee deep in the underground. Like Jim J, we ain't fucking around. Time to stand on up.
Knuckle up.
I didn't stutter.
We didn't.
I ain't got to get gangsta up in here and stick up Wild Bill Hiccup.
Down.
The homies know we got to click up, show enough.
You want the guns have the big gun.
And the brakes get picked up. Ain't so tough when the hood rough you up. Shout to Ice. It looks thrill, the hood man of steel.
If you gotta go that route.
We both lied to. Let's keep it real. I'm Morpheus. In my black power fist is a black power pill. For the resurrection of the mental dead. Like Shabaka said, plug that shit back in their head.